July is here, and it's harvest time for our wheat. Today, we'll be hitting the wheat field for harvesting, as well as working with some tricky equipment matters. We'll also be finally buying the rest of the cattle to fill our barn, which will also come with some tricky equipment challenges. Today, here on the farm. You can find a link to this playlist in the description below, or check the channel page for other farming series you might like. Well, it's harvest time here on the farm. Now that it's July, our wheat field is ready for harvest. Right now, I'm taking our big tractor over to our other farm over here where we have our sunflowers. We're going to get this fueled up. Been working with it a lot last month, and it could use some maintenance as well, but I want to get this fueling, so we'll be harvesting. Also, there's probably some work to be done around the other farms, but really, this being harvest season, harvest month, we'll have plenty of work to do on our own farm. And let's see, we got a new slurry spreader. It's waiting for us at the store. We'll have a look at our cows and other things. For now, let's get this filling up. All right, that's filling up with fuel. Let's see, let's check our sunflowers here. They are doing good. Let's check our fields. All right. Oh yeah, our grass field is ready to mow yet again. Also, so if there's ever a time we don't have something to do, this is going to be a busy harvest season. We can always mow our grass field, harvest that. So here's our wheat field, field 9 right here. That's ready to harvest. Here's our sunflowers. Here's our soybeans. And yeah, everything looks pretty good, really. All right, so we haven't used our harvester yet. Well, it's not true. I've used it for a contract or two. Our harvester and this header here. We got this header for our sunflower field here. But yeah, this is our first harvest here on the farm. This is as of this month, we've only been here 11 months. We haven't harvested any of our fields until, of course, today we're going to be harvesting our wheat field. But I've used this header on other sunflower fields, other contracts, as well as our harvester. So this month we actually get to use our harvester on our own field. And this header is completely unused. We're going to break this in today. Although I think we may have bought this used. Either way, we're going to put this to use today. So let's get this stuff outside. I want to get our... yeah, I picked up a used slurry spreader at the end of last month, and I haven't been to the store yet to pick it up. So I want to take our slurry spreader down there that we have now and sell it. Oh, let's detach that right now. It's going to be problematic. We're going to want to pull that separately. Yeah, so we're going to take our slurry spreader down there and sell it and pick up our new one. So we'll have a little more money. All right, so we're going to have to we'll get our tractor over here and pull that header out. Let's park this somewhere where we can hook it up. Well, I'm over here at this farm. I just grabbed our smaller Fendt, our 700. And we're going to, as long as we're over here, let's grab our slurry spreader and let's take it up to the store. As long as we're over here at this farm with this tractor. And then we'll head over and get our header out. It's too bad I can't do both at once. That header needs to go down to the wheat field by the store, which is where we're taking this, but yeah, we'll have to take them down separately. So this has been, well, we've only used this spreader once. There's nothing wrong with it. I would be fine with keeping it, but we found a better one for sale, so it cost a little more, but it's nothing we couldn't afford. Can we fit this through here? This gate is pretty narrow. Yeah, I believe so, but we need to go that way to the store. Here's our wheat field up here on the left. That's looking good. Over there. Yup, that's a decent sized field. We'll see how that goes. We're almost at the store here, and I want to have a look at our new slurry spreader. I haven't seen it yet except for in the menu when I ordered it, and it is right here waiting for us. Let's see, let's park this over here and trade this in. All right, so we can get 22,000 for this. It's not bad. The this new one over here that we bought We paid $36,000 for this. Of course, it's used. And we'll want to get it repaired. Yeah, it's got a little wider spreading width. It holds a little more. It's just kind of a little better all around. I mean, it spreads about 3 meters wider. Definitely a more serious looking slurry spreader. So let's get this over here and see what it's going to cost to get it serviced. Alright, our tractor is really fine, but I guess as long as we're here, our tractor could use some repairs. And right here, so okay, so about 2,000 something for each. Alright, well, let's get this back to the farm and we'll get our header hooked up to the tractor, the tractor, and we'll get it pulled down to the field. There's a few fields around here that look like they might be ready to harvest. I mean, I'm sure there's other wheat fields and such here. There might be contracts we could take on to put our harvester to work on others' fields. I'm not sure yet. The last I checked, the contracts for this month, we're still kind of slowly rolling in. Of course, you know, our first priority is our own field. So this trailer's a little bigger. I'm not going to try to pull this in the way that, not through that skinny fence. We'll swing this around and, yeah, I didn't see what the capacity of this trailer is. But we'll see, we'll get this all sorted out. There we go. Now, just go ahead and let's just disconnect it because we're done with it we're not going to be using it. Let's see how much slurry we have. We're going to need to get some more cattle. It's something I've had my eye on is I'd like to get a cattle trailer and get some more cattle. I guess we could rent a trailer. That'd probably be a more efficient thing. We could rent a trailer and go pick up some more cattle. It's not showing me the pen information. It wasn't over there. I think it will in here. There we go. Slurry. We actually should have enough slurry to fill up that trailer. I don't know how much it holds, but surely we can fill it up. You know, maybe we can look at getting some new cattle here soon. Well, let's get over to the other farm, and we're going to get that wheat header down to the field. Alright, so yeah, the tractor pulls it just fine. It's just because the drawbar in this just isn't really long enough to get underneath the harvester all the way, so we'll pull it down here with our tractor. We'll just take a shortcut through this hedge here, get this down there, and we'll need to get a tipper down there as well. Oh, and of course this is a wheat field, so we're also going to be busy out here with the baler because we'll want to make every use out of this field that we can. Oh, and that's excellent because that means we finally have our own straw for cattle. We've been buying straw. Now, luckily, the last time we fed the cattle, that was last episode, I believe. Yeah, I think. Let's see, is this our field here? Let's find a place to position this. We didn't, the last time we took care of our cattle, we didn't buy any straw. We were able to use straw that we had sitting around, which is good. That means we're just about to run out. So the next time we use straw, it'll be our own straw off this field here. I think let's turn this around and park it by this neighbor's field right here. Alright, our 942 is filled up with fuel. We're going to need a tipper for this. Where do I park our... I guess we're going to use the big black one. It should be in here, over here with our silo. If we ever... I've kind of been looking to see. We've got a semi-truck. You know, it would be cool to have... I got the semi-truck because I was hoping we'd get a chance to get a trailer for it. I haven't seen one yet that was used and cheap. Here we go. Let's see. Yeah, unfortunately, yeah, the cheapest ones here are very expensive. So, yeah, we'll get the semi-truck, but I'm kind of waiting to see if a trailer becomes available. Until then, I guess we'll be using our black tipper, which I think is parked in here. Yep. All right, and this, we're going to park... Oh, boy. Well, I guess we can park this right here and still get at it fairly well. And with that, we get our harvester out to the field. Now, this harvester's got a lot of use on it, almost 70 hours. Not our use. It was, of course, this belonged to the farm when we came here. I haven't used it much at all. I think I've only harvested, I think, only one field with it. There was a sunflower contract that harvested last year. And I think that's the only thing that this harvester has done for us anyway. All right, we are at the field and ready to get to work on our wheat. Boy, I parked these kind of close. I mean, I think we got room here. I guess we could pull, while this unfolds, let's pull this trailer up some, see if I can get it positioned a little better. Well, just so it's not in the way. I wanted to get it close to the field so that we can tip into it. That's about as close as we get there. You know, that might just be that might be what we're looking for there. Let's park this here. I wanted to have it close to the field so we can tip into it, but we also want it out of the way so we can hook up to our header here. Now, this is it's not letting me hook this up. I know this header hooks to this harvester. I would have tested that when I bought it. Now, I don't remember, but I would have tested putting a case header on a Kloss harvester. Surely I would have made sure that worked, but why is this not coming off the here, let me back up here and see if I can get to the bottom of this. It could just be that it's in a weird spot there. Let's see, there's I definitely would have made sure that these worked. We're gonna have to pull this out here probably, because I need to make sure what's going on here. See if I can get out of the road, but get this more exposed here. Alright, yeah, this has got to hook up. There's no way I would buy a header. Yeah, I know it works, because how else would I have gotten the header on the trailer? Yeah, it's been a few months, I forgot, but I was worried here because I couldn't connect it. Well, I don't know why that is, but it certainly connects because that's how I got it on the trailer. I think it's something to do with the ground here or something. It's not letting me get close enough to this, or yeah, it looks like the harvester is too low to connect to it, which is weird. It's got to be something to do with the ground here. All right, so I can't figure out what to do here except for we need more room to hook this up. So I'm going to see if we got room. We're going to do something I normally wouldn't do, but we got to get this hooked up, and I don't know another way. So we're just going to suspend our disbelief for a moment and drive out here. I just need more room and like a flat area, I guess, because something's not right with this, but it should definitely... I mean, this harvester put it on the trailer. If this doesn't work, there's other tricks that we could use, but yeah, so we have an issue here. We might need a different trailer, is what I'm thinking. So here's what we can do. If you get a situation like this, where basically, yeah, this is happening, I think we're just going to need a different trailer. So what we'll do is we'll find the trailer on our list of vehicles here, and here it is. And we're going to reset it to the shop. Oh. Well, crap. Okay, that would have worked, except that we have two of them, apparently. Which means that I put... Yeah, our sunflower header is now off the trailer. Well, that happens here, this one. View on map. Yeah, I didn't notice that... Okay, that's just... okay, there we go. That's what I was trying to do. Well, there's no way to get around it. Our other one's at the store now. They need to go back to the farm. Anyway... Yeah, that was a weird thing. I don't know what, yeah, I don't know what caused all that. We're ready to go now. I guess we need a different trailer? I mean, you know, let's get our tractor off this field. The header trailers, they're not the same brand as anything, you know, they're separate. And either way, though, it's time to finally get harvesting on our wheat field here. See if we can sneak around this trailer. All right, and we are laying down straw. We are set to go down the field. Here, before we get headed down the field, let's have a look at some things here. So what kind of yield are we looking at? Where our yield is going to be down. Yeah, quite a bit, I think, because field moisture. Yeah, this field got a lot of moisture, a lot of rain last year, or over the winter and everything. It's probably going to affect our yield quite a bit. And let's see, yeah, so the field, so it's a 4-hectare field. Yeah, I imagine that the high moisture level of this field is going to affect our yield a bit. We'll see. And at some point now, we're going to have to get that other header trailer back down to the farm. We can do that after we harvest this. We can haul the other header trailer back down to the farm because I accidentally reset it. I should have noticed which one I had selected. We'll get it back down there, and then we'll use the harvester and put the other header back on its trailer or something. Yeah, this is a pretty long field. Well, it looks like we'll be able to make a full lap around the headlands of this field. Get back to our trailer before our hopper is full. There we go. Back down the field. And yeah, it takes a minute to come down this field. I mean, it's obviously, yeah, it's a really long field. I like working fields like this though, because I think long straight passes are a really efficient way to work a field, less turning around. I think more narrow equipment works better on long fields like this. It just has really long passes. Yeah, I can't believe we're only at our first harvest. It seems like it's been here for forever, and well, to be fair, we have been on this farm for a while. I'll check that here in just a second. Just want to get this cleared to right here. And I'll turn off our straw swath so it doesn't... if I check here, and I don't know how you're supposed to use the mouse there. We have played here 72 hours. Yeah, 72 hours. So I have been here for a while and just haven't been to a harvest yet until now. So we're back at the, yeah, we're back here at the tipper, so we can go ahead and offload some wheat here. So it's good to know that we have enough capacity in our harvester that we can make it down the field and back. Did I hear an engine running down here? Is one of these tractors running? Yes, this one right here. Yeah, that doesn't need to be running for the moment. All right, back onto the field we go, and let's see. It wants us to go here. Some of these kind of overlap or something because, you know, well, the field is at an angle. It's not a perfect rectangle. So we have, I'm just seeing where this is going to take us. Well, we can pull it up and I can get an idea. Yeah, some of these kind of curve, and we'll see here. All right, so this line here just kind of takes us up the field to right here. And then we're going to go down this path here. This line here will cut back into the field, take us down to the south end. And then I think the next pass back up the field, it looks like we'll be going all the way down to the end of the field here. But I find that these GPS routes through the field are always pretty accurate. I can't say I've ever seen one where I didn't think it was the most efficient way. Yeah, I definitely feel like this field is quite a bit lower yield. Hopefully next year we'll have a better year. Maybe one of our other fields is going to do better this year. But, yeah, I think this is... So we've got about like twice the moisture on this field that we're supposed to have. You know what? It might be fun to get some more cattle at the farm. I was just thinking about that. We should rent us a cattle trailer and get some more cattle on the farm. This is a pretty long job here. Let's see. We can... keep this on cruise control going on the row here. What might it cost to rent us a trailer? Thing is, if a trailer is too much, it might be cheaper just to pay for delivery of the cattle. See if we go here and lease. It would cost $6 grand to lease that trailer. That's the thing, is we might pay less than that in delivery fees for just having the cattle delivered. But where's the fun in that? Where's the fun in having someone else deliver the cattle? That's a very valid point. Let's get this, we're going to work back down this row back to the harvester, and then I'll see about that. I think it might be fun to go pick up some cattle, something fun that, something else fun we can do today. Plus it'll give us an excuse, it'll give us a reason to drive our new semi, which still haven't driven. It's been parked at the shop ever since I bought it for us a few months ago. Now, this wheat, we're going to be storing this wheat, of course, at our farm in our silo. I don't think... I want to do... We're doing production. We're trying to produce everything that we need at our farm. Do we need anything for the wheat, from the wheat? Well, we can save it. If we decide to get chickens, we can save some of it. For now, it's going to go in our silo, but I'll make sure before I go selling our wheat, because I would normally sell it this winter, I'll think and see if there's any kind of, oh, did I forget to turn my swath on that entire row? Yeah. Oh, that sucks. That's wasted straw potential. I can't believe I ran into... I'm always on top of that. See, I usually turn off the straw swath when I'm turning around and stuff, so the machine doesn't start spitting out straw everywhere. Somehow I ran down that entire long row without noticing that, well, that's just a little less straw we're going to have, I guess. Oh, well. I don't know what productions we might want wheat in that would help our farm, but yeah, we'll see. For now, this will be going to our silo, and this is gonna probably get this trailer pretty full here, or at least mostly full. Yeah, no, it's 2/3 full, so it's got room for, let's shut this down here. And, you know, we're right, we're in walking distance of the store. The store is literally right up here. All right, we've got our, so we got our 2 header trailers down here. And they are different. I wonder, can we tell which one was which? Do I remember? Well, we're going to say that the longer one, yeah, would go with the sunflower header. All right, so we want to lease one of these. Now, this will hold 12 cattle. I wonder, I just want to check real quick. I came down to the farm real quick. If we, let's see, so if we get, what's delivery fee? $100 per cow. So, yeah, it's actually way cheaper to just have them delivered. But again, there's no fun in that. There's literally no fun in having the cattle delivered. So, let's just, lease this for $6,000. This gives us a chance to drive our semi-truck and go pick up some cows. Yeah, there's our truck. I've only driven it just far enough to park it over here. Now, cows aren't cheap. I'd love to fill this trailer up a couple times, but cows aren't cheap. But I think there's a decent amount of money we can make this month at the farm. Oh, those trailers are kind of blocking our way out of here. I think we can get out. Yeah, I think we can just squeeze out of here. Yeah. Let's take a little backing of the truck. We'll have to get those header trailers moved. But for now, we're out of there. And we are on our way down to the animal trader. Just a fun little break from the harvesting here. Okay, we're going to have to use this camera view to even see where we're going at all, and hopefully no cars come the other way. But here in Oak Ridge Farm, yeah, they like to come the other way. It's the only one of the only roads there is. Now this is certainly not going to be cheap, because these cattle, I think they cost a couple $1,000s each. So it's not going to be cheap by any means, but this is our large, you know, this farm was meant to be a gigantic cattle farm, and right now with 30 cattle, we're just not there yet. We're not even close to there yet. We really need more, no matter how much it costs. The idea here was to have a really large cattle farm, and even though we are still within our first year, we should really have more. All right, here we are at the animal trader. Let's pull up here, and we are going to get, I guess, just some more of the Holstein cows that we have. That's the ones we've got, and they'll work fine for what we're using them for. Let's get this pulled up to the gate here. There we go. And we want, let's see, 18 months. I guess we want fully mature ones. And let's see. So we want these guys. 12 cattle. You know, it seems like maybe it is cheaper if we buy here. I thought it was just going to have less of a fee, which it does. You can see the fee is 0, but it seems to me the cattle are cheaper too, but I can't say for sure. Anyway, 14,000 for 12 fully mature Holstein cows. Yes, we want those. And no, I just came back to the farm. I was curious. No, that's the price they were. I thought we paid more for them. I just came back to the farm real quick. Here, I'll just go back to where we were. For some reason, I thought they were like $2,000 a piece. No, that was the price. All right, well, that's a lot less than I thought. What we can do is we can afford to fill this trailer up again. We're going to have more cattle to feed, but as you've seen, our production, because we're set up for way more cattle than this, you know, we're set up for way more cattle, and our production is more than enough to take care of every single cow that barn can hold, and even more we can easily take care of. You know, we have well over 100,000 liters of silage. And in fact, you know, the last harvest of our grass field, we just sold it. We just baled it and sold it as grass because we didn't even need it. You know, we have so much extra silage and hay. But as it happens, our grass field is ready to harvest yet again. So we got more than enough to take care of however much, you know, how many cattle we have. The tricky part is going to be getting this semi into our yard. Yeah, I'm not sure how that's going to play out. Best guess, we can move that slurry trailer. And what am I on? What could I possibly be on? Okay, nothing yet. Good thing I caught that. Yeah, I think the only thing we can do is pull this in. That is to say, if there's room. This could be tricky because of these stone walls. Pull this up our driveway, and we're going to have to move that slurry trailer, I believe, and just pull this through. Let's see, it kind of comes down to, can we take this turn? I believe so. Yeah, but I need to be a little more careful about it. Well, it's a good thing we got a cab over a truck. It lets us get a little more room on the, lets us get the front axle as close as we can to this, this other side here. And that is making as much use of this as we can. Wow, that was close. Yeah, that's super close. Now up here, we've got plenty of room, and it looks like... No, we got room. I believe we've got room. We can back this up to it, I think. I think we got room to swing this around this corner here. If we're very careful, and that's not the way to do it. I don't need to cut it yet. Let's push it down here a bit. Yeah, we got more than enough room to cut this. Right around here. We got plenty of room to offload the cattle here. There we go. All right, you guys are going from here. All 12 of y'all are going to husbandry. Food husbandry. There we go. All right, that's 12 more cattle. I say let's get 12 more. We paid the fee to rent this trailer. Is there another way to... Now, there's no other way to get down there. Well, this turn here, up here, is going to be a real pain. All right, back here at the animal trader. I think we can get this a little faster this time now that we know exactly where we're going with this. Try not to hit that rock there. And let's see, we want some of these guys. We want 12. Don't have space. You know, I thought about that. Yeah, and I thought we did. Here, let's... Okay, so we can only, I guess, bring 8 back then. Okay, 8 instead of 12. Okay. Yeah, I was gonna say I thought it held 50. Yeah, it did hold 50. So let's just go to 8. Okay. And there we go. So this will completely fill up our, yeah, this will be 50 cows. I'm glad it didn't let us buy 12 in that case. I was thinking, hey, you know, 2 trips of 12, that's only 24, but I guess I didn't really process that we have 30 cows in our pen right now, not 20, so at least, yeah, I'm glad it didn't let us buy too many. That's a nice thing, a nice reminder there. Hey, you don't have enough space to, you know, to keep these cattle. All right, we got up there. Now, the next time, I'll keep that turn is a real pain. The next time we're buying cattle, I'm going to think about that in advance, how we can maneuver that better. All right, we'll get this pulled in here a little better than last time, hopefully. Yeah, let's just... And this pin's full. Now, I plan to have more cattle than this will hold, so I did plan to buy additional cattle pens. I want to have a lot of cattle on our farm, so I'm not sure where I'm going to put the other cattle pens. But let's move those to husbandry. But we'll want to make sure wherever we put the future cattle pens that there's room, you know, more room than this to get a trailer up to them. Let's go ahead and let's just return this now. And return. All right, we finally got our trailer, or we finally got our semi rather down to our farm. So let's just park this in here for now. I guess it'd do good back here. Do we got room beside the TMR mixer? Yes, I believe we do. Can fix that up later. Alright, so here's our cattle. Well, it doesn't look like we have any more than we had, but this pen is full. Alright, so they're going to go through resources much faster, but we'll keep an eye on that. For now, we have got enough room in our trailer here. We should be able to do... another mostly full hopper of our harvester here. Yeah, it's the cattle, that was a lot longer doing that than I thought. I didn't know, well, I guess I thought that, let's make sure I open up the straw swat this time. There we go. Yeah, I was, the cattle thing took a lot longer than I thought it would, but we got cattle at our farm now. I wanted to take kind of just a small break from the harvesting and just kind of mix it up a bit. That ended up being quite the project with the cows. I didn't really even consider maneuvering that trailer until kind of last minute. I started thinking, wait a second, we've got some really tight turns for this thing to go around. All right, so we'll get back down this row here, back down to the trailer. We'll tip this in the trailer, and that should it should be pretty full. We'll go put this in the silo. The only thing I think we wanted wheat for, as far as productions goes, is for our seed production. And I'll check on that, but I think it's doing okay. Actually, we can check on that while we're doing this. Seed production. We've got 4,000 seeds stored. Yeah, it couldn't hurt to put some of this in here, in there, because, yeah, of course, the farm, it's not been quite a year yet, but I'd like to, as soon as possible, get everything fully functional so that we're making our own fertilizer, our own lime, our own seeds, our own everything. Of course, fuel, and a lot of that stuff is already going. We're already producing, well, we got more cattle now for slurry and stuff like that. That's, we'll see how that goes, but, you know, yeah, we got more cattle, so we can be producing more fertilizer. Of course, we're already producing diesel, and, we'll put a good amount of this down there to store in our seed production so we can be producing our own seeds. I'd like to be able to, yeah, fully make everything that it takes to plant and fertilize our seeds and fuel the machines. You know, the whole totally green farm thing run by the cattle, you know, with the cattle at the center, you know, helping us produce everything we need. All right, and that is that for now. This should pretty well fill the tipper. Yeah, there we go. Let's shut this down because we're going to be going down to the farm. We're going to put this in our silo here. And let's see, how much of this field do we have done harvesting here. Not quite half, so we've got at least another full tipper to go down to the farm. That's pretty good. Okay, I kind of got the harvester parked a bit close there. Alright, so down to the farm we go. Hopefully there's no cars coming, but you never know. Well, there's only been like one or two machines. There's only like one or two machines on our farm that can't fit down the road with cars. There's a couple instances where we have to just shut down the traffic, and that's our plow. Our plow is just too big, and certain rented machinery, like like when I do contracts, the big sprayers, they won't. Let's see, do we have enough room on the other side? I think we have enough room right here, actually. Get by this car. Ooh, just barely squeeze by there. Yeah, there's a few machines. I think as far as our equipment goes, the only thing we have that we have to shut down the local traffic for is just our big plow. Now, backing this thing into this silo is always tricky-ish. I'll remember what angle to do it once I get up here. We kind of need to be facing the other way is the thing. If I recall correctly, we kind of need to be facing south. Just because, let me hop out here. It's because, okay, not that one, this here. Because the silo itself is kind of in behind that wall, it's harder to, when you hook it in from this direction here, see, you don't have much, yeah. You kind of got to hook it in from this direction here. Hooking it in from this direction here, you see what I'm saying? From this direction here, you can almost drive it straight in. Hooking it in from this direction here, you see, you can't, it's not even visible. Yeah, so that's why it's a little awkward. We want to turn this around so that we're facing south. Okay, now facing south, this should be a lot easier to get in there. We're facing south, we can kind of just tap it in there. Yeah, when you're going north, you really can't hook it around that wall. It's about impossible, but there we go. All right. So we'll have at least another one of those, probably 1.5 more of these. We're going to use some for seed production. Of course, we're going to use, we'll be using the straw for the cattle. Everything here is kind of circle of life. Everything here at the farm, you know, helps something else. Along with, we will have some wheat to sell. But there's still more harvesting to do. There's a lot more to do this month. Well, this is only the start of the things that we have going on here at July here at the farm. So thanks so much for joining me. I'm going to get this back out to the field. There's more work to do, and I'll catch up with you guys later here at the farm, and we'll see how things are going. Guys, thanks so much for tuning in. Don't forget to tell me what you think down in the comments below, and subscribe to the channel if you would. If you enjoy the video, subscribe to the channel and click the notification bell. It really helps the videos do well. When YouTube can see that people engage with the videos in the channel, I appreciate it a lot. All stuff like that helps me bring more videos like this to you. And I'll see you guys next time here in a couple days. We might still be in July. There's a lot here to do at the farm. But thanks for watching today. Tell me what you think, and I'll see you guys next time here at the farm.